Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Space News for Friday, January 25th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kyle Henry. Let's talk about what's going on in space.
I never want to hold again.
Falcon Heavy is on startup.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur. Status check.
Go Delta.
5, 4, 3.
Ignition.
Our top story, the Starship hopper in Boca Chica has been damaged after a storm. During the storm, a mooring block broke and 50-mile-per-hour winds blew the fairing off and was damaged when it hit the ground. Elon has said that it will take a few weeks for the fairing to be repaired, so hopefully we can get the thing back up and running. I was really looking forward to seeing some test flights. Like, this thing is going to be cool to see flying, I think. Yeah. Staying with SpaceX, the demonstration mission 1 is now no earlier than February 23rd. However, that is a rumor being reported by Ars Tech. Still, it is publicly scheduled for February 16th, but it's likely going to be February 23rd. Now, yesterday, SpaceX conducted the static fire for the launch. Interestingly enough, it was a 1-year anniversary of the Falcon Heavy static fire, so kind of a cool little tidbit there. So yeah, we're getting closer to DM1, and Elon said that assuming all goes well with this flight, we should see the first crewed launch in the summer. So fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Staying with commercial crew, the CTS-100 crewed test flight has had a change up in its crew. Eric Bowe was removed for medical reasons, and he will be replaced by Mike Fink. This is Fink's 4th flight, and he has spent a total of 382 days in space. So, to Eric Bowe, hopefully he can get better and we can see you fly again. To Mike Fink, good luck. And to Boeing and SpaceX and all that, good luck. Down in New Zealand, Rocket Labs has announced that its first launch of 2019. They will be carrying a DARPA mission called R3D2. I feel like this is a Star Wars reference, but who knows? It might just be what DARPA decided to call it, but I would go with it's a Star Wars reference. But during this mission, DARPA will be testing a prototype reflect array antenna for small satellites, and that launch is scheduled for the end of February. One of the things that we didn't report but came out a few weeks ago was that Rocket Labs will be having its first flight out of Wallops in September, so I'm really looking forward to that one. As you guys know, Wallops is like really close, only a few hours away from where I'm at, so usually if there's a flight out of Wallops that's an actual orbital rocket, I'll be down there for that, so really excited for that one. But switching over to Blue Origin, they have broken ground on a Huntsville factory that will be building the BE-4 engines. This factory is only about half an hour away from the ULA factory where they build their rockets, Atlas V and Delta IV, and soon to be Vulcan. And this makes sense because the BE-4 will be used on Vulcan, so yeah. Huntsville's a great place for rockets. I went to school down there and it's so awesome. Like, I really miss Huntsville. It's such a great place. But switching over to launches, Blue Origin successfully launched and landed their New Shepard rocket. The mission carried some NASA payloads into space for a short suborbital flight, but Blue Origin has said that they will be aiming for a crewed flight aboard New Shepard by the end of this year. So yeah, during the live stream they said that the rocket that will be carrying crew into orbit has arrived at the facility, and they're just basically waiting on the capsule. So good luck to Blue Origin on that. And over in India, they also had a flight in the last couple of days. A PSLV carried the Microsat R for the Indian military in the Kalamas sat to a polar orbit. This launch happened yesterday, and during it, it demonstrated using the 4th stage as an experiment base. This is what the Kalamasat was. It was basically a small little package that was kept aboard the 4th stage, and they kept it on for I believe 15 hours before the batteries ran out, and they did experiments from that. So kind of an interesting use of their final stage. A lot of companies will either deorbit it or just leave them in space. So kudos to India for using up all their using their platform to do stuff. So good job, guys. And unfortunately, there are no upcoming launches in the next couple of days. In fact, we don't actually have any launches right now that are scheduled until February 5th. So yeah, it's going to be a boring couple of weeks. But I'm Kyle Henry. Thank you so much for watching. We post newscasts like this every Tuesday and Friday. So if you enjoyed, hit the like and subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on what's going on in space. We also post the sources for today's stories in the description down below so you can check our facts. And if something doesn't seem right, let us know. We strive for 100% accuracy in our coverage. Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye.